You guys know how I love wearing a bun straight up. This is a fail. Y'all ever have days like this where you're just like, I'll freaking give up. Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel where we talk about faith, family, and kids. Today, I am going to be talking about this virus and how it's affected the egg donation process and my wedding. First off, I did already record an injection video from when I was doing injections, so I will go ahead and put that in this video so y'all have a demo, because I know I talked about doing a demo for you guys of the injections. So I'll put that in here now, and then after that we'll talk about the update. Hey y'all, so I'm finally doing an injection video. Today I'm going to be showing you how I inject myself for the egg donation process. This is just one of the injections that you'll do if you do become an egg donor. This is the first one that they'll usually give you. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to give names or not, so I'm not going to give names of the medication, but I will let you know that this is just one of them. Originally I was told to take 10 milliliters of this, but because it did not work the first time and I had ovaries that were too healthy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my egg donation process part 2 video. I'll link it below. But they give you a bag of syringes, and these ones are already set. See if I can show you, to be small. Full focus. And these ones are the smaller needles here. Anytime that you are not actually injecting yourself with this or using it, cap it for sterility. First step is to wash your hands. I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay, I'm back and I've washed my hands. They also give you a bunch of alcohol pads. Just make sure that when you open it, it is actually wet. What I like to do first is go ahead and get the syringe filled. So I have 2 here because they did have to order me some more, with having to go partly through the process before realizing my body had already gone too far for them to control the cycle. I have here, this one has a cap on it. I'm only having it here because I may need more of it. Not sure if I'm gonna have enough in this one or not. We're gonna see. What you do first is you pull back on the plunger until you get to the number that you would like to be at. I'm going all the way down to 20. You want the top of the back plunger to be at the number that you're wanting it to fill to. And then you put it into the rubber top. Obviously on this one, it still has the cap on it, so you'll need to take that off. Okay. Inject the air into it, and then turn it upside down. You want to hold it at your eye level so that you're seeing that the needle is completely in the liquid. So I'm gonna pull it back until I get to the 20 milliliter mark. If you get a little bit too much, push it back. I just like to make sure I get it right on the amount I was given. Okay, so now I've got that filled up. I'm going to cap it. Okay, I'm gonna open one of these, and what you wanna do, make sure this is wet, yeah it is. Okay. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you grab just a little part below your belly button. Anywhere that's below your belly button really will work. So I'm going to do it right here. You just want to like pinch your fat basically. I put the alcohol pad on it. You want to wait until it dries so that it does not sting. Some people have said that if you put a piece of ice on the injection site right before you inject, that it will numb it for you. But really, a piece of ice isn't going to be sterile, so I wouldn't do that if I were you. It doesn't hurt that bad if you do it right. So you need to make sure that when you're doing this, you do it at a 90-degree angle to your body. I made the mistake of trying to see what I was doing and ended up holding the needle like this, and that's gonna hurt. That's when you know that you did it wrong, is when it hurts. And usually that's when I bruise. You don't always bruise with these. It just depends on where you put it. All right, so 90-degree angle to my body. Press in, plunger all the way. Make sure you pull out right in the same exact angle. You don't want to pull up or down. That's how you break capillaries. And that's pretty much it. Now you cap it and put it in your sharps container. They gave me one with the first order of this medication, and they gave me another one with this one, which is great because this one was filling up. So you put it in your sharps container. Your sharps container can be given to the egg donation center. I have to look into it, but I believe you might even be able to dispose of this in your regular trash as long as it's in the sharps container. Could be wrong about that. There's like one stubborn one. This is just a very small amount of the kind of injections you're going to be taking. You take this medication and then they give you another injection to be doing every day about halfway through. And so you're going to be doing 2 injections a day. And for me, I had to do it longer with this one medication because of course it didn't work the first time. So this is about how many I did when I went in for my first and second ultrasounds, just to see how my ovaries were doing and how my follicles were. And so I would have done about double this for just this one medication, and then, you know, about this amount for the other kind of medication. So I mean, it's a lot of needles. I don't want the needles to scare you. That's why I did this instructional video or this demonstration, just so you can see that it's not something you have to be scared about. It's not scary, it doesn't hurt. It's like a tiny pinch, maybe, if that. A lot of times if I'm doing it right, I was kind of a little nervous doing it in front of the camera, but if you do it right, like, I don't even feel it. I definitely did it on the side where I bruise more easily for that video, just so you could see it better. I usually do it on the other side and it hurts way less, so you may find a part of your body that's just, it has less capillaries, or just like feels better. But again, doing the shots is not scary. It does not hurt. The other medication that you'll be taking, you'll be mixing 2 medications, and so the needles that they give you will actually be longer, like probably about double this size, but you don't inject yourself with those needles. You just use it as you're mixing it together. Then they have you put this tiny needle on those syringes as well. So you're only going to be injecting yourself with this size needle, no matter what medication you're taking. This kind of medication has to be refrigerated after the first use, so do make sure that you're reading all the directions. Luckily, my fertility center that I contracted with, they put up some instructional videos, which are great. I can go back to those anytime I think I have questions, or when I get to the part where I'm mixing the medications, I know I'm gonna pull that back up just to make sure I'm doing everything exactly right. These medications are expensive, and the intended parents are putting forward a ton of money for them, so please make sure that you're respectful and handle each of these medications with care. Make sure that you're also following the directions. I will say this medication does have some side effects, such as dizziness and headache. For the most part, I haven't felt too many of them, or if I have, it's been really like random. Eating when you take this will help you quite a bit, as well as drinking plenty of fluids. So I hope this video helped you today to see that it's not scary to do injections. Your eggs are needed and well compensated for. If you watched my last video, I'll go ahead and link it in the end screen so you can click it right after this video and watch to see how much money I do make doing this egg donation. The reward is much more than monetary, and trust me, there are parents, many parents out there who are super grateful for your donation. Okay, so the current update is that I went for my ultrasound, and they said that it looked like I had a cyst on one of my ovaries, and my estrogen levels were too high to be a cyst. Like, they thought, like, okay, it's a follicle trying to come through again. So instead of like putting me on birth control for a certain amount of time and then switching just to the injection, they decided to double up on birth control, and let me tell you, it has been rough. So basically, a birth control pill tricks your body into thinking you're pregnant via the hormones that it gives off. So like, imagine that times 2. If I haven't said this before, I actually did not take any birth control pills ever until I actually started this egg donation process. And so like, as of like 3 months ago, I started taking it for the first time ever. I had never taken any kind of birth control before. So I think my body was just like on freaking shock mode, and it just wasn't cooperating the first couple rounds that we did to try to do the egg retrieval. Then like, we reset and said, okay, we're gonna double you up on this birth control, and then you'll go in for your ultrasound this upcoming Thursday. I get like all the pregnancy symptoms with this, and so like, acid reflux. I literally have acid reflux from drinking water, it feels like. It's so bad. So anyways, I'm supposed to go in for this ultrasound, but then, like, the fertility clinic called me and said, don't know how this virus is going to affect your cycle. I was supposed to fly out April 7th and 8th. No, fly out April 3rd, and then, like, 7th and 8th was the retrieval. Well, not because of this virus. I don't think that we're going to be able to do that. Like, I think it's probably going to get pushed back to at least May. I won't know for sure until this upcoming Thursday, and I will give y'all an update hopefully in the next week or so how that's going. But y'all, I am ready to be off this birth control, like so ready. And let me just tell you, like, honestly, so like, yes, we're getting paid for this and we are going to be putting that money towards our debt, which is something we've been chopping away at for some time now, even with saving up for the wedding. But I don't even, at this point, I don't even care about the money, like, at all. Like, my husband and I have been married now for 4 months and we're just ready to have a baby. Like, to be honest with you, I've been working with kids since I was 12 at the oldest. Like, I was working with kids before then, but like getting money to babysit since I was 12 because I love hanging out with kids so much. I have since then babysat for hundreds of different families. Not exaggerating on that number. I have literally babysat for hundreds of families. It really blew up when I moved to Nashville because there was a need for a lot of people who were tourists to need a babysitter for a night, and they went out in the town, whatever have you. I did a lot of hotel babysitting. You know, now as a nanny and working with babies every day, like, you know, I don't get my baby fix. It just, like, makes me want to have a kid more. Like, honestly, it does. I'm just so ready. Tyler and I have been really ready. This egg donation thing was supposed to be done in January and at the latest February. So now we're looking at like May for it being done, and we're just like, okay. Now we have to like push back when we start our family, because obviously in this process I can't get pregnant. I have to wait until the egg donation, and even then, like, it's probably gonna be another month unless they somehow miss some eggs by accident. We're just ready. Like, he's 27, I'm 26. We're old. We're old for having kids. I feel like nowadays, like, people my age have several kids, and so I feel like old. I'm just like ready. I'm so ready to be a mama, and that's the hardest part about this egg donation is the fact that we have to wait. We have to wait even longer because of this virus. I understand why the restrictions are there. And please do not take this the wrong way and me being flippant about it. I'm not. It's just like, it's hard on everyone. I understand that. But it's literally directly affecting like when we can have kids. And that's like hard. It's the hardest thing. On to the wedding. My husband and I got married legally with like 4 witnesses, and so like we are married. We've been married since November. We were still planning on having a wedding so that all of my friends and family could be a part of that special day, that celebration, blah-de-da-da. I'm like very detail oriented. I'm super organized, and so I basically, for the past 8 months, have been doing something every day wedding related. Like, that's how detailed I am. I'm doing something every single day. And even though this was like a low-key, low-cost wedding, the reason that it was low cost is I was doing a lot of stuff just like by myself on my own. And as far as like decorations and planning and everything, imagine like planning on something for 8 months every single day and then like it just falling out from under you. And I know there are a lot of girls out there who are in the same place, and I definitely cried. I cried the very first time that I came to that realization, because when like a week ago wasn't as bad. Like, we thought, okay, we'll wait to call it off, we'll just see how things go. And then this week happened, and y'all know it is just like, once the US got a bunch of tests in, it just spiked. Everything's shutting down. Y'all know this is not news to you. Our venue for the reception basically told us like, we're closing our doors, we're not letting anybody in here. We had to move the wedding, and we wanted to give people enough time to save up money. My grandparents and aunt had already said that they couldn't come due to health issues. Like, they just could not afford to catch this virus. So we wanted to make sure that everybody could come to this, and at this point we're just calling it what it is, what it already was going to be, and it's going to be a vow renewal, and we're just going to do it in April of next year, which is like a whole nother year of waiting on this, and a whole nother year where my planning brain is going to be going crazy. I've been really looking forward to spending time with the family that could come. This was a decision that we had to make, but at the same time it just sucks. If you think about it, like, a lot of businesses are hurting because of the fact if they were catering for a wedding or if they were a venue, like, they're hurting financially, and it's just everything about it is hard. And I know at this point, like, God is really giving me a peace about it.